I'm Jenny. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I appreciate you spending some time with me today. So today I have just been mulling over making some kind of motivational Monday thing. I haven't done that in quite a while, and occasionally I just feel the need to remind myself that I am on the right track and doing all right. So I want to today focus on the word phoenix, rising from the ashes. And this is a little bit different because used to in my Motivational Monday journal, I would pick a quote and then we'd do the whole quote. We kind of illustrate the quote or something that I thought went with the quote. But today I want to make a spread about rising from the ashes. And so ultimately this is going to go into my art journal. And so I just want to, I don't want to do it in my journal because I want to, since it's rising from the ashes, I do want to kind of singe the edge of the paper a little bit. So I'm going to glue it into my journal when I'm done. So I just kind of need to pick a page. I can give you a quick tour. So we bought this on vacation, and I don't have a lot in here yet. My husband, Lochinvar, bought this journal for me when I lost my last art journal, which had quite a bit of stuff in it, and we were on vacation. So it's hard. I don't know if you guys, you know, when you lose something like an art journal, it's hard to move to the next one. And so I don't have a lot in here, but I promised myself I was going to work in it more. And so that's part of what I want to do today is I want to create something that I can put in my journal. I still didn't get a width on there. So I'm just kind of tearing this piece of paper down to the size of the page. I do, like I said, I do want to singe the edges of the paper a little bit, so it will be a little smaller than the page. So if I start with it at the same size, it should be good. And because I'm going to singe the edges, I'm not worried about, you know, whether like two of the sides are torn and two of the sides aren't, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so here's my thought. I thought I would start with some journaling in the background, and then maybe gesso over that, and then maybe do some flames and somebody walking through the flames or rising up from the flames, something like that. That's kind of the idea I have. So I want to start with creating a symbol for the word phoenix. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to put that in the middle, and I think just a thin layer of gesso kind of over the top of it. You'll still kind of be able to see parts of it. There'll be words and letters peeking through. I also want to put like words from a song on there. So used to for many years, I always laughed and said my theme song was "I Am Woman" by Helen Reddy from the 70s. Helen Reddy actually wrote the song. And there is, when I started thinking about the word phoenix, I thought about the second verse of that song, you know, where she talks about, you know, coming back even stronger, you know, that it goes, the words are, "You can bend but never break me, because it will only serve to make me more determined to achieve my final goal. And I'll come back even stronger, not a novice any longer, because you've deepened the conviction in my soul." And so to me, that seems to go hand in hand with the idea of phoenix. So I want to kind of create some kind of little symbol to put in the center, and then I want to write some words out around it. And then, like I said, I think just a thin layer of gesso so that part of it's hidden. I mean, you'll still be able to see that there's writing underneath because I'm going to do it in black Sharpie, so it's not going to go away totally. It's just going to be kind of pushed into the background. And so in order to do this, I'm going to take out the vowels here and leave myself with 4 letters. PHNX, and I'm going to kind of just draw just a loose square. Like I said, this is not, you know, and I think I'm gonna I'm just gonna make a design with those letters. It looks kind of like the HP design, doesn't it? For Hewlett Packard. And then I think if I do an N down here with an X across it, and then I just want to kind of decorate it a little bit. So it doesn't really, I mean, it's not really going to look like the letters by the time I'm done, but I know they're there, right? And that's the thing about, you know, like when you make something and then you cover it up, you know it's there. You can see little bits of it. And that's all I'm after here. It's just a, you know, embedding of the word Phoenix in my piece of art, so that I can, you know, maybe contemplate what that means to me. There we go. Okay, so we can still see the PH and X, right? So it's there. So that is, you know, one way that if you want to put a word somewhere in your art, but you don't want it to be obvious what the word is, you know it's there, right? Technically, this is a sigil. So you could, you know, if you wanted to create your own sigil, that would be one way to do it, which is just a visual representation of a word or an idea. Kings used to have sigils that represented their, you know, edicts. So they would give an order and they would seal it with their sigil. They would have a seal made with that on it, you know, so that you knew it was from the king, that kind of thing. So it's kind of like a seal. Think of it as a seal, that sort of thing. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write the words to that song, and I'll just start writing. I don't think you need to watch me do that. I'll just write, and I'll come back when I've written them. And I'm not sure, instead of writing like straight across, I think I'm going to write around, and I might start in the middle and work my way out, which might be something different. So that's a different way. So there'll be letters and things showing, but it's not going to be something somebody can just pick up and kind of read. It's just there as a background. So I'll be right back and show you how that looks. Okay, I'm back. I have written the words to the song, and I just started in the center and kind of worked my way out. So it's not really something that you can easily read, but I know it's there, and I can see words. And if some of the words, you know, pop through, things like wisdom and, you know, never break, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm strong, I'm determined, you know, that kind of stuff. Then that's cool. So I am going to put just a little bit of gesso over this. And I just put just a little dot. Of course, I already have it on my hands, of course. Hi, Go-Go. Come on. Guess we're crafting with cats today. That's Gomez. So I'm just going to kind of get just a little bit on my brush. I don't want to do too much, and I'm just going to kind of obscure it a little, right? I don't want it to be totally hidden. May need a little more than that, I don't know. I just, once before, I said I was going to obscure it with something in the background with a little bit of gesso. And I plopped some on there, and it just like covered everything. It was like I hadn't even done it. It wasn't even there. So I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that you can still see some of the background here. You don't have to see everything. And I'm just using an inexpensive brush, and just kind of doing just a little bit. Some places will be heavier than others. It looks like even if I do a pretty good coat, that marker's gonna show, that marker's gonna show through. So I could probably put a little more. And the texture of the paper is showing up with the gesso, so that's nice. Just a little bit more, I think. I am gonna put some paint over some of this too. I want it to be kind of orangey, fiery. You know, we're gonna maybe do some orange and kind of an ombre with orange to red, maybe in the background. This is not gonna take long at all to dry because it's so thin, and gesso dries fast anyway. Okay, I think about got enough here, maybe a little bit up here in the corner. As you can see, I'm making a mess on my table here, so I'll clean that up in just a second. All right. That seems good because you can still see that there's writing back there, but you don't really pay attention to it, and that's really kind of my objective here. Let's see if I've got any more on my plate over here, just a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. I'm gonna go wash my brush and my plate, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. And now what I want to do is I want to lay down some color on here. I think I want to use watercolor because I want it to be pretty transparent. I don't want to cover up all of that. I am going to use some metallic watercolors. This is Metallic Accents, and it says semi-watercolor. You can see I have used them a lot. They're kind of wearing down. So I'm thinking some of this kind of coppery, this reddy coppery maybe going into some of the gold. I also brought this set, which doesn't have a brand on it. I got this for, I don't know, like $4 or $5 at Ross. And again, it's got some of the oranges and reds, and this is pearlescent. So it's kind of that same metallic-y look. So let's grab a little bit of water. And I think I'll start. I'm just gonna dampen my paper down a little bit, and then I'm just gonna wet down my watercolor. And you can see this is not precious. I do not, you know, worry too much about what this has in it, or, you know, if it's gonna be. Okay, that's not very dark. You know, if it's going to get cross-contaminated or anything like that. This color is not very dark at all. There we go. We're getting a little more color. There's not very much of this paint left in this kind of goldy, bronzy. It's kind of a bronzy gold. So I'm just going to start with that and kind of move down to a darker more ombre, you know, and I might have to go in with some inks or something maybe to make this a little darker. We're just gonna kind of start with this and see how it goes. I can see that my gesso isn't quite dry in the background because it's coming off the edges there a little bit. This is okay. Something a little darker at the bottom. So I just want a little color in the background. I'm not trying to create, you know, anything major back here. Just a little color. That top just needs a little more. I wonder about putting some just gold in there. That seems to work a little bit better. There seems to be enough of that. Some of this other, there's just not enough of the paint left, I don't think. And these are not expensive paints, so they don't necessarily have a lot of pigment in them. Okay, I'm gonna do some other things to this later as well. So I just kind of want to lay a foundation here before I start doing some other stuff. So I will be right back. I'm gonna go wash the brush and set this aside to dry. I'll be right back. Okay, this is mostly dry, so I'm gonna get back to on this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and burn the edges. I don't know. I feel like I want to put some flames on it, but I think we'll do those separately. I'm not really sure. I don't think I need so much to burn the bottom. Yeah, I think we do. So I am going to literally burn them. I've only done this once or twice before. So I have a little box of matches, and I have a fireproof dish, flame-proof dish. This is heavy-duty dish, and I have some water. So, you know, warning, this is dangerous. So if you're at all afraid of it, don't do it. If you are someone who is young watching this, don't do it without, you know, the supervision of a parent. On the other hand, if I can't even get the match to stay lit, that could be a problem. So I'm going to turn the fans off in here. I have my fan running because it's hot, because it's the Valley of the Sun. And I just keep, I think maybe I need a candle. Maybe that's what I need, is a candle. Let's see, let me put this down so that if we drip some wax, it'll be something we can clean off. That might be a good way to go, is to light the candle. I did this once, and I think I used like a candle in a dish so that I could just kind of pass it through. There we go. So I just need a little flame here. So I'm just gonna kind of light the edges and blow them out just till I get kind of the look I'm after. You know, remember, this is fire. You don't necessarily want to do this, you know, in a house or something. Well, I mean, I guess my smoke alarms are in the other room, so I guess I'm safe. Watch me set off the smoke alarm. Oh, hope not. Maybe I should have done this outside, but the landscapers are here. So I don't like want to go stand outside and do this while the landscapers are mowing the lawn and watching me. They're going, you know, what the heck is she doing? Trying to start a fire. Oh, look at the back. Oh, I should be turning it the other way, shouldn't I? I should turn it this way so I get some of that black. Oh, that's better. Oh, yeah, see, that's better. I like that better. Ooh, that's nice. See, and you can, tamp it down in your dish there. So just, just be careful, guys. This is fire. This is not, this is not a toy, but I really want that burned look. Maybe you could tear it and use some black distress ink. You could maybe get the same look. I'm definitely interested in, the fire itself. I want to have some burned edges, just because to me, a phoenix, is up from the flames, and you definitely need that fire. Yeah. So we have, this is working better because it seems to be less on fire and more just singeing edges. So I'm just tamping it out, making sure that I don't burn my house down. Right. Just be sure, be sure. This is really making it black. Okay, so it's like the smoke is really doing more than the flame, which is okay because I can turn it over maybe once I get it nice and blackened. So the sides are pretty worn. Okay, I think that's good. All right, set this aside and I'll clean that up later. Okay, so this is pretty blackened. I like it. I'm gonna rub a little bit just because it's a little dark in places. So, it's smoke stuff. It'll come off. Some of it will. I just want to make sure that we can still see, the writing underneath it. Okay, I'm really liking that background. That looks good. We can move this out of the way too. All right, let's pick an image. And all I did was I just kind of went through my stash and looked to see what I had. That's for later. So I have like a paper doll that I had created before from a calendar page and a magazine image. So I really like her because I could see like some flames looking up. I think we're going to do some paper flames. So some up behind her and up in front of her, kind of looking up, and, and she's rising up. Maybe we could add some wings like she's rising from the wings. We could do like some little flames here and then some wings. So I like her. I like the colors on her, and I like the idea of a butterfly, which is Metamorphosis, which is also the phoenix. So there's that one. Far too sedate. There's this one, which might be okay, actually. I need to cut out around here, but that one might be a possibility. Nope. Nope, too big. Too bright. Too big. Nope. Okay, so either this one, where she's rising, we can put some flames around her and give her some wings and let her rise. And I kind of like the graphic quality of the black and white. That's kind of nice. Or this one. I think this one, I really like the symbolism of the butterfly with that. So I think we're going to go with that one. Oh, Sorry guys, I gotta turn my fan back on. It's warm in here. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to come up with, oh, she's a little squished here. We need to come up with some flames. And so to do that, I pulled out some papers that are kind of orangey. And I thought that maybe it would just be a good idea to just kind of cut some random flames and layer them a little bit. So let's grab a pen. It's just a little marker. And maybe just kind of that doesn't even look like flame, does it? Okay, so maybe we'll just try from the front and cut. What do you think? I think it's okay up to about here. So let's cut some of those because I think we're gonna want some layers. And I think the trick here is just gonna be to kind of do some kind of randomy, you know. So if we have that kind of down in front, I don't think they're pointy enough. I think I definitely need points. We could do some behind her as well. Well, this kind of looks like it just because we cut out the other stuff, huh? So we can use some of those. Let's do this. Let's use the negative here. I like the rounding, kind of the rounded edge sort of at the bottom and then I kind of pointed at the top. Maybe something like that. We could put these behind her and then put some more in front. Kind of blend back there a little too much, I think. Okay, something like that. So let's try another one. Let's put something behind her, maybe that's a little bigger. Let's see, if we okay, just folded it in half. Let's see if we can cut. And then we'll get two things. We'll get one that's a mirror image of the other. So don't be afraid to just cut up some random stuff. You know, lots of people are like, oh, I can't draw. I couldn't make fire. Oh, it's just random little shapes. It's not even, you could even just cut triangles. Like if you wanted to do it and you wanted it to be kind of abstract and mathematical looking, that would be really cool, I think, to do like a bunch of triangles in different, you know, different shapes of triangles and sizes and kind of layer them. I think that would look really cool. I think that would look like flames, definitely. So I said I was going to make a mirror image and then I'm cutting this all apart. Well, maybe we'll use those other pieces for smaller pieces on the front because I said I was going to do that, and then I just started cutting and I started talking and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And so now I have something else, but that's okay. Hello, Go-Go. Go-Go's back. Okay, so maybe we could put this behind her up a little bit here, get some flames. I want some flames up behind her. Okay, I'm gonna cut this in half so we can move it over because we're not gonna see behind her anyway. So let's do it like this. And then I think we can outline those maybe in reds and oranges. So I think, and then another layer here. We could do that. We could do, although I think I kind of like these on top, like this pattern on top, maybe down here at the bottom. No, buddy, don't do that. So let's try, there's some more of that. Let's try a piece of this. It looks like wood, which I think is kind of an interesting idea for flames. Let's see, we've got about this far across, so about to there. You know, because wood is what you burn in the flames. So let's see what we get with this. And this one maybe will be the middle, like maybe we'll move from this orange to this middle to this one here. And then that one, because they're kind of light to dark, and I think we can definitely use some markers to, you know, go around the edges. Add some red and orange to it. Hope you guys are having a good day. I really just feel like I don't want to say that I've been struggling lately, you know, because I don't really feel like I've been struggling, but I feel like you know, keep kind of thinking about some of the same things over and over, and I just want to kind of move on. And so to me, a phoenix is rising from the ashes, it's moving on, it's, you know, it's transformation, it's becoming who you're meant to be, who you are, that kind of thing. So let's see. So we've got this back here. And if I put, this was not quite wide enough, but again, we can just snip it if I put it here. A part there. And then these. Okay, I'm really liking this. Yeah, I think this is good. I think this needs to definitely not be quite so straight. Yep. Okay, so let's do a little work on that, and we can kind of glue those down, I think, and then we can find her some wings. She already has butterflies on her, so, you know, it's not going to be too much of a stretch to give her some wings, I think. So let's see. I've got some, I just have some markers here. These are our Staedtler brush on one end and a fine tip on the other. So let's pull out an orange and a red. I like that dark red. Here's kind of an orangey red in between. It's kind of a gold. Let's see how these look. Let's use the brush end. Okay, so there's kind of a yellowy orange. It's a brighter orange. And then one of the reds. That one, or definitely the first one, I think. More of an orangey red. So we have a progression. We can go from yellow to orange to red. So let's do that. Let's just take our brush and kind of do some. I'm just going to kind of, you know, brush some color up on the edges here. Maybe a little at the bottom. This is not, you know, this is just meant to give it a little more color and definition. I'm gonna definitely, I think, outline with the red and the orange. So I think I'm kind of just filling in a little color, extra color here on the yellow. And it's pretty subtle. I mean, it's not real bright here. Just want to make sure it definitely gives off the flame vibe. So, and then I think I'll do the edges. Well, the red definitely, of course, since we put the yellow down, it's going to orange, of course. Big surprise, right? Not a big surprise here. So. Flames are not, you know, neat and tidy, so it's okay if you kind of, you know, go off the edges. If they're not, doesn't quite follow, it's all right. I'm going to go back, I think, with the orange, even though this is making orange. Give it a little more orange. Huh. I don't know what my cats are doing, but. Somebody's messing around. Like Gogo's watching. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" Right, the landscapers are outside, so we can hear them. You might be able to hear them too. Our landscape has not done well this year. It has been so hot for so long. We lost some of our rose bushes, our Lady Banks roses, which are, you know, pretty much adapted to this kind of climate. The largest Lady Banks in the world is in Tucson. Of course, that's a little wetter and slightly cooler, but not tons. Tucson tends to get a little more rain. The water drops on that side of the mountains up from Mexico, so they get maybe a little more. So there we go. This is looking fiery, right? I'm liking it. I'm liking the idea of the fire. You know, we walk through the flames and come out stronger and rise from the ashes better on the other side. Okie dokie. All right, I am going to find some wings, so I will be right back. Okay, so I found this bird and I like it because it's got some wings that are spread out, and because she already has some butterflies on her, I didn't really want to put butterfly wings there. I wanted to stick more with the phoenix, kind of with the bird look. So this is kind of how it's going to look. I am going to cut them apart and put them behind her. So I think we're about ready to start assembling here. So let's see how we're doing. And then I think I might put like Rise Up or Rising from the Ashes. I'm thinking like Rise Up. I might write that across the top here. So let's cut these wings apart and go ahead and put them on her. She's kind of squished up a little bit here. Let's see. I want them behind her arms a little bit. Something like that. Let's see, let's put it down here. Do we want them at an angle? Yeah, I think something like that. So let's glue those to her, and then we'll figure out what to do with getting her down. So I'm just gonna put some glue on her here. Kind of do this one wing at a time. There we go. That'll help straighten out her arm too. Because it's all folded. It got a little folded up there. So do that one just there. Let's get a little glue here. There we go. Okay. All right. Now let's figure out where those flames go. Can still start with those in the back here. How high up? Let's see. I want them about there, I think. Just double check. I'll lay some more down here. About there. Yeah, see, I like those. That's much brighter. Is that about as high up as we want them? Let's see. Yep, that seems about right. Okay, so just where the edges are there. All right, so let's get those glued down. So just this line right here. Just gonna scratch a little line there so I can see where it goes. Get some glue on here. Out there. I'm gonna run it over the edge a little bit, and I might go back and you know, just burn the edge a little bit here, or do a little smoke on that. I'm not really sure yet. Maybe not though. Maybe the idea that she's rising from it, you know, doesn't all have to be smoky. My go-go. Let's get this and push this down a little bit. I'm trying to keep glue off of my fingers. You know, I just always have glue on my fingers. I just can't manage to not have glue on my fingers, it seems like. Okay, down. About there. Yep, okay. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I see people who are super neat when they're doing this stuff. They use tweezers and they never get their fingers, you know, sticky, and I'm not really sure how they do that. I have a great deal of respect for anybody who can glue all this stuff down and never get sticky fingers. I am just like a messy crafter. I think I'm just a messy crafter. And I've told you guys in the past that when I was little, my grandfather nicknamed me Happy Mess And I guess I just never outgrew being a mess. I'm just kind of a mess. So, but I don't mind. It doesn't bother me to be messy. You know, for the sake of YouTube here, I try not to be too messy. Because I don't think you guys probably want to see the level of mess that I can be when I start throwing paint around and spatter and stuff and things like that. You know, that's definitely not something people want to watch, I don't think. All right, let's get our lady on there, rising up from the flames, from the ashes. It's going to cover up our sigil, but that's okay. We know it's there. Right, that's the important part. We know it's there. Oh, goodness. It must be weed eating right outside my window here, because the grass and stuff is falling down into the window well behind me. And Go-Go's looking at it like, oh my gosh, it's raining plants. There we go. Oh, I really like that. I haven't even finished putting it on yet, right? So let's see. This one, this side. Should I put the big one in the middle? I think so. Overlapping. Yeah. I think that's what we want to do. I'm really liking how this is coming together. I hope you guys are liking it too. So I feel like this is kind of in the vein of Motivational Monday, you know, with the positive message, but not quite as overtly, you know, you have to have a quote and that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking I may do some more of these, kind of the, you know, meaningful, oh my gosh, I just tore my flames, oh no. Kind of the meaningfulness of it, you know, is there. I still know it's there, but it doesn't necessarily have to have a whole quote. You know, I might journal about it. If I did it as a tip-in, I could journal on the back and then, you know, just attach it on the edge so that it's a page going in. Let's see. Want to kind of follow some of that around here so those flames aren't quite so. Trim this off a little bit. Of course, I guess I could have waited and put it all together and then burned it now, right? I could still do that. We could still go back and burn it a little bit now. On that bottom edge, maybe. What do you think? Should we do a little more? Should we do a little more burning on the edge just so it's a little more uneven? Like this side, I really like the way this side looks. So let's go back and maybe do a little more on this side and the bottom edge just to get, see if I can get just light with, I turned my fan back on. And so now, of course, it doesn't want to light. There we go. I'm going to kind of stand in the way here. I'm just thinking I want that kind of rougher edge. I want to go ahead and let it burn a little bit here. Just to get that uneven edge on the bottom. I don't know, I might be off camera here. So this is actually a silicone baking mat, so it's, you know, it's probably a good choice for something like this. You can put the flames out and it's not going to be a big deal. So again, just be super careful. If you burn something, do not burn your house down, right? I don't advise you to do this if you don't have someplace that you can put it out quickly. You might want to do it next to the kitchen sink. I have water. I have a spray bottle of water sitting right here so that I can douse it if I need to. Just a little more. It just looks a little too even to me here. That's better. That's better. Yeah. Maybe right up here. Just a little, I just want it to look a little more ragged. There we go. I know, right? Everybody's like, oh my God, there's fire. I know. It's okay. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Okay, we got that moved. All right. I think, I don't know if I want to write Rise Up on there or not. I can't decide. You can still see, look, you can still see some of the sigil here, and you can still see words, right? Determined. I don't think I want to write, I don't think I want to write on it. I think I want to just let it be, she's rising from the flames, right? And we see determined and things here. Although, I don't know, we could write it down here. Gosh, what do you think? I'm torn. I want to write it, but then I don't want to write. I think I will. I think we will. I think we'll write it. And I think, should we write it in the red? Or should we write it in black? I think maybe the red. Oh, sounds like the landscapers are done. Yay! Rise. Okay, I like that. I think I might want to outline that with a fine, like a fine point in black. Yeah. I know my hand's in the way, I'm sorry. Yep, I like the black outline, and it's okay if it doesn't quite, like I'm not quite on the edge on some of it. You can see I'm off of it. If it bugs you, if that happens and it bugs you, then, you know, go back with your red marker and fill in those spaces. If it doesn't bug you, then, you know, just do like I do and chalk it up to being a little messy, which we have already established I am. Right? This is not news to anyone. could even decorate those letters a little bit. Like that if we wanted to, you know, put some dots on those letters. Just one more little detail, just until you feel like it's done. That's the thing. It's like, when do you feel like it's finished? And sometimes people are like, oh, you went too far, but I don't think so. All right. I'm really liking that. I feel like this is something that when I flip it open and look at it in my journal, I'm going to see the phoenix coming up from the flames, and I'm going to see the word determined here, and I'm going to see a little bit of that sigil that I created. You know, I'm going to see you can bend but never break me. I can see those words. So I feel like this is a good place to stop. So I'm going to stop it here, and I'm going to put this into my art journal. So until next time, remember, use what you have to make your life more beautiful. Bye.